Welcome, come on in. You are about to see a room before that no one ever sees because I always shut the door when people come over because I'm a little embarrassed. So this is our tiny master bedroom in our house. We've lived here for 3 years and we've never actually touched it. We've never really done anything to it. Everything is kind of old stuff we had. So we're gonna try to revamp this in one day because I don't have any time right now. We have kids, we have businesses we're running. I have no time or effort to put into this, but I hate this room. It's not a fun place to be. It's usually a mess because we just have never taken the time to take good care of it. So we are gonna try to make this a really warm and cozy and inviting space with just one day of our time. So when we first got married, my style was a little more farmhousey, and this was like a rustic headboard we made. It's something we've had forever, but I'm hoping to go a little more modern. Our pool is right out this, right now it's a wall, but eventually it's gonna be a slider door to our pool. So I want this to be kind of like blues and pinks, but like soft, with just some nice textures, and I need to add some pillows to this bed. I've never spent money on that kind of thing. It's totally neglected in here. So I'm gonna take this headboard down, take the mirror down. We have to paint this wall because I don't like the blue. We're just gonna go back to our classic gray. We're gonna put up some really pretty art, some plants maybe, add in some cool new lights and new nightstands, and also just coziness with pillows and rugs, and just kind of, we're not gonna be doing any huge DIY projects because those take time. So I just need to add in some things that I know I love to just add that coziness vibe. So the first thing that we need to do is paint this wall back to gray. I think that's gonna be the most time consuming part, but then everything else is just kind of putting stuff together. So I think this whole makeover will only take about 3 to 4 hours, and I think it's gonna be a really big transformation, and I hope it's gonna be a space that I really love for like the first time ever. So let's get started.
So before we get any further into today's project, we wanted to talk about today's video sponsor, Desenio.
So if you haven't heard of Desenio before, it's an online print shop. They offer tons of different Scandinavian prints. They're really high quality, and there's really a lot of different styles for everyone. We really love it because the prints are very curated. They all just look really beautiful together. We chose our own designs. We chose 6 different prints, and they're so pretty. I can't wait to show you guys. But if you feel like you don't know what your style is, they do offer like gallery walls already curated that you can just buy the whole set and it'll just look perfect and beautiful. We are actually going to be using our prints as our headboard. So we have a very small bedroom and there's not a lot of space in there. So to add a headboard plus art on the wall, it just felt like too much. So we're gonna be using these as a headboard.
And as we mentioned before, we don't have a ton of time to do this project. We have very busy lives, so Desenio made it really easy. So let's open these things up, check them out.
So this is how the prints came. Really nice packaging.
I think they came all the way from Sweden and they look really protected, really great. So.
Yeah. So here's our first print. It's super beautiful quality. And so we also, like I mentioned, got frames. So we're gonna go ahead and put this in the nice oak frame that we picked out. Ready?
Yeah, let's see it. Sweet.
Girl by the pool. So right now on Desenio's site, they are offering a 30% off sale. But if you use the code Jamie and Sarah at checkout, you can also get an additional 10%. So if you want to do this in your home, definitely go check it out. They're so beautiful, and you can get 40% off right now for the next 6 days.
So we're gonna actually make a gallery wall out of the 6 prints we got. This is one of the smaller ones, so we're excited to show you the rest of them. And we're gonna go hang them up right now.
Let's go.
Sweet.
So the final picture was like that.
Okay.
Oh, that's gonna be okay. Good?
Looks good. Nice.
So I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about how I chose my prints and just the design of it all. So I went with kind of a Palm Springs vibe. I wanted like blues and pinks and kind of some like Art Deco going on. I also chose prints that some were wide and some were medium and some were close up. So like this is an example of like a really wide scene. This is more of a medium, and then that's more of a close up. So that kind of helps add variety and kind of bring it all together so that they don't like drown each other out. You know, they all kind of like play strengths off each other. We eventually are going to put a slider door in our bedroom that leads out to our pool, which will be like 8 feet from this wall. So I kind of wanted to bring those vibes in and tie them together. So that's why I went with a lot of like water and pool scenes. So that was kind of our thought process with all of that. We are going to be taking these off and putting in drywall anchors to make sure they're nice and secure, but we haven't done that yet. So how we put this gallery wall together is I first laid them all out on the floor and kind of moved some things around until I was happy with the spacing and the layout. So from there we measured everything, and we measured to the center and started with this center picture and then built around that. With gallery walls, there's a lot of forgiveness there because things are supposed to be a little uneven. Yeah, but we're super happy with how this turned out. I think it's gonna make this room feel just a lot happier of a space for me, a little more like bohemian, which is more my style now. So I got these sconces off Amazon. They were actually pretty cheap. I think I paid like $22 a piece for them. They're like, have the little switch on them. We're going to be adding those to the wall. I chose a sconce that was curved because these are all very straight edges, and adding anything that's a curve will help it just feel softer. Yeah, so we're going to be putting those on the wall next. We've never really worked very hard on this space, and I would love for it to be a space that we just really enjoy and feel like it's just really homey and pretty. So with nice cozy pillows and also just wicker and some other natural materials, the roundness of some things, I think that will help us achieve that look. So adding these prints really helped make a huge impact with not a lot of time. So I was really thankful for that. And then we really just added a lot of textures to the space, a lot of cozy blankets and pillows and rugs and some pampas grass and greenery and things like that, things that always just help a space feel really cozy. So we're really happy with how it turned out. So painting the wall actually took us the longest. We just had to paint this one wall back to gray. But other than that, everything else took us about an hour. And so really a pretty quick project for such a big transformation. So thanks again to Decenio for sponsoring this video. Make sure you click our link below, use the code Jamie and Sarah for a 10% off at checkout. And they also have a 30% off their whole site right now that you can add to that for the next 6 days. So get on over there, check out their gallery walls. They're so beautiful. I can't recommend them enough. So thank you guys for watching. We hope you enjoyed this content, and we'll see you next time.